The world's most popular sport has a bit of a problem. Nobody can agree on what to call it. The majority of the world calls it football, but a handful of countries, most notably the US, prefer the term soccer. But where did the word even come from? The name actually came from England and is nearly as old as the rules of the sport themselves. The earliest evidence of football comes from China in the 3rd century BCE, a sport that they called kuju. Over the ages, many types of football spread throughout the world, eventually finding their place in England. It became especially popular with aristocratic English schoolboys, who decided that it was time to finally define the rules of the game. On October 26, 1863, the leaders of a dozen English football clubs met at the Freemasons Tavern in London to create a rulebook, and in doing so, formed the Football Association. However, there were still other versions of the game around, and a new group wrote a different rulebook in 1871, one that allowed you to use your hands. This new form of football was known as rugby football, named after the rugby school in England. The original rules, made by the Football Association, were then called association football. Both of these names are a mouthful, so rugby football became rugger and association football became soccer. These two new official sports began spreading throughout the world, one more so than the other. By the time it found its way to the United States, they already had a sport called football, also known as gridiron football or American football. So the US and others in similar situations stick to soccer, while the rest of the world still tends to prefer football to refer to the beautiful game.